just kind of have to be free to play around and have fun.
Yeah, and then interestingly enough, right on the other side of that, you could then sometimes work with a director like we did with Ed and Eddie. Danny Antonucci, who was the creator of it, closest thing to the Mafia that I've ever known in my life. Unbelievably creative, amazing, genius guy. But, like, we're talking, never did any pickups on the show, because we would sometimes do 20, 30, 40. I had a record of one Ed line where I was literally going like, how do you get water from this thing? And I swear to God, I probably did 50 takes of that one line. Because he heard it a certain way, and he was not going to let us move forward till we got that right, you know? And so it's like what we all had, what we get to experience is the gamut of, sometimes you're so totally locked in that they see it this way, that's how you do it, and then other ways, you know, the sky's the limit, right? It's up to us to then be like, oh, what do you think about this? And then, you know, everybody gets their create on together, right? So.
Yeah, Danny fired me.
Yeah, but he was trying to replace Peter.
No, I ready to replace a character who had left the show for a while, and he was like, "No, that's not right." I'm like, "You know, I'm not the original guy, right?" I'm just revoicing it, and then the other guy came back, so it wasn't. I was softly let go.
You got a box of oranges.
Yeah. And another, sorry, just along the same lines, like I've had friends be in the studio and like a Chinese director going, "I think the character sounds more like the color blue." and you're like, what? You know, I think he should have the essence of blue when he hears his voice. Okay. So you get really weird directions sometimes, you just kind of roll with it.
Does blue sound like?
Yeah, exactly.
And then when he goes out, blue water, we want to be like smooth.
Crazy.
Yes, Batman, how are you doing?
Very well. How do you create a voiceover demo specifically for animation when you don't have any credits?
If you have some, I don't know if you live in the area, but there's certainly plenty out here, but depending where you live, there'll be voiceover studios that teach classes within the studio, and they'll have, you know, top-notch recording equipment for you, and probably a few, you know, copies, examples of scripts. You can also download scripts, and then, you know, make a demo with them, and they'll help guide you. Certainly, if you're taking a class, that would be the end result. So if you're going to get in a class, especially people that cast, that's a really good idea. A lot of people got their start because they took someone's class, and then that teacher gave them a shot. But whenever you go somewhere that makes demos, they'll have copy for you.
And this is actually the beauty about being a voice actor. For when you're an actor, actually, you actually need real credits to put on your demo to show this is me in this show, this is me in this show. As a voice actor, you can make up all your credits, add sound effects and music, and make it sound like you've been working a lot.
Yeah. And you could be this ugly.
Where her thumbs pointing out.
We'll go back for a second show at 12:30. Yeah, I mean, totally. In addition to these guys, it's like, and now even with like, if you have an iPhone, holy smokes, that is your best friend. You can record so many voices on that thing, just so that it becomes your best friend, right? So you can create all these characters and write your own thing, and you know, before you know it, then you're in the studio and you're recording, and you know, for voice acting, it's so cool because there's so many different ways that you can access the business, right? But it's just like everything else, just like pick your thing and just go, you know? So.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, behind, no, the lady behind you, yeah.
So obviously you guys have a range of different nationalities and accents and things, and then highs and lows. Do you just make a huge sampling of everything you can do and send up?
No.
Exactly.
In a word. You know what you do? You go on the internet and you type in voice actor demos, or voice actor agents, and you listen to demos.
Yeah.
And you notice they're between 1-2.5 minutes long, not too long. And it's better to do a small number of voices really well than a bunch that fall flat. But listen to people's demos and see how they put them together. And you know, some people used to do clever stories where all these voices interact. That's kind of not done as much anymore. I think a lot of people just go, here's one voice, and you want to make it sound like it's in a real scenario. And even though it's a small bit of dialogue, you want to show a little bit of emotional range, you know, and you know, have different snippets of different types of characters just to show that you have range and you can stay in a character during emotional turmoil.
Mm-hmm. Wow, emotional turmoil, that's good.
Yes.
That's
cool.
Yes.
I was just wondering what gave you the courage to pursue acting as a career in general, even though there wasn't a chance to make it.
Well, I didn't really have a choice. Like when I was 5 years old, I knew that I wanted to be an actress and a singer and dancer, and my family didn't know anything about the business, so I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and I didn't shut up till they finally got me an agent when I was 13. And it wasn't an option to not do it. And I think that's one of the things that people get frustrated with reality TV, because most of us, like, it's in us to want to do it and make a living at doing what we love, and then suddenly people get a lot of money for doing nothing on TV. But yeah, I mean, for me, there wasn't anything else I wanted to do. It was really in me.